So today I'm going to interview you and I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. The first one is, will you tell me a little bit about how immigrating was for you as a child?
Well, I was born in this country. My parents were born in this country. Their parents were born in this country. And before that, their parents, so what are we talking, 3 generations back, immigrated from my father's side of the family were British, English, immigrated from there. And my mother's side of the family immigrated from Ireland.
Thank you. Now, who were your mom, dad, and sisters?
My mother's name is Janet Leary Lester. My father, James Lester, and 2 older sisters. My oldest sister, Susan, and the middle sister, Linda, and the baby, Barbara.
Now tell me a little bit about your family history.
I was brought home to the house I lived in my entire life, Utica, New York, which is Central Adirondacks in Utica, in New York, a pretty part of New York. Very conservative, very cold in the winter, lots of snow. So lived there until I graduated from high school and then left and traveled for a couple of years throughout the U.S. and Europe, and then came back to the United States and settled in Colorado.
Thank you. Will you tell me a little bit about, so when you had my dad and my uncle, where were they born and why did you decide to wanted them to be born there?
Well, at the time I was living in West Virginia. A group of my friends and I moved to West Virginia because we wanted to be farmers and grow our own food, and the land was very cheap and very good for growing food. So we moved to West Virginia, a group of us, and bought a farm and did farm it, and some of the old folks still live there. And so that's where I was in the years. I lived there for 7 years. And that is where I had your dad and his brother Miles.
Thank you. Now, what about my Uncle Julia?
Julia was born in Boulder, Colorado. I had been long here since the West Virginia days. So Julia was born here in Colorado.
Thank you. Thank you for spending your time and letting me interview you.
Thank you, my dear.